If you have been looking for a dedicated tutorial video on how to trade crypto with leverage, you just clicked on the right video, because in this quick tutorial I will exactly show you how to leverage trade crypto on LBANK. I will exactly show you how you can find a winning crypto pair. I will show you how you can open up and trade, and will explain in detail which settings you should be using and which settings you don't want to be using. And also I will give you guys the opportunity to claim an insane bonus to start trading crypto today. So guys, first of all, before we dive into the video, if you don't know me yet, I'm CryptoGhost. Daily I'm making these Bitcoin and altcoins and basically crypto market update videos, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and watch and like my latest YouTube videos if you don't want to miss out on all of that. How you should be trading on here and why I'm currently taking my positions here. First of all, on LBANK we have a lot of different features. Of course, you can be buying crypto on spot, you can leverage trade, and you can do much more. You can stake, and we have an LBANK launch platform, so they also have somewhat of their own pump.fun. But this video I do want to dedicate to the leverage trading. So let's dive directly into the leverage trading function LBANK. First of all, we have an amazing trading view integration here where you can do all your TA on your favorite pairs. Do have a deep order book with a lot of liquidity. One of the biggest reasons I'm personally trading on LBANK is because they have great liquidity on a lot of altcoin pairs, and of course also on Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is important to me because I do want to get all of my orders filled quickly. That is super important for me as a trader. Also, they do offer a lot of leverage, so I can go very high in the leverage, up to 200x. Not every exchange out there is offering that function. You also get this great dashboard, which I will show in more detail later once we open our first trade, but you can basically track everything here on LBANK. So that is quite amazing. Here we can open our long and short positions, and you do get here just simply by navigating to the futures account. But first of all, before we can even start on LBANK, you do want to create your account, and you can be creating your account with the link in the description under this video, and there you can also claim a deposit bonus, which I will talk about in more detail later in this video. But there you can register your first LBANK account, non-KYC, so you only have to bind your email address or phone number. Of course, look for yourself if LBANK is allowed in your country. That is going to be important. In no ways I'm a financial advisor here, but you can create an account with the link in the description under this video. Sign up your account and then navigate to the futures function here, and then we can be starting opening our first trades. Before you start trading, of course, you need to make the deposit on LBANK because you need some funds to get started with, to start trading with. For this, you can simply go to your wallet here. I will quickly show it, and you can click on the deposit button. Once you're there, you can here click the cryptocurrency you do want to deposit, for example USDT. You can select the network. Most of the networks are basically supported here, like Tron, Ethereum, Binance, most of them are supported, and here you can simply deposit your funds onto LBANK. It will take a few minutes maybe for it to arrive, so don't panic if it's not showing up immediately, but ultimately you can deposit your funds here. And I do have an amazing offer for you guys, because if you're going to deposit, LBANK will give you a 50% deposit bonus on everything you deposit up to 5k. So a maximum deposit amount of 5k, and also a maximum deposit bonus then of 2.5k. Everything you deposit here will get matched with that 50% deposit bonus, and yeah, that is of course quite insane. This offer will last for 10 more days here, so make sure to check it out, and then you can start trading. We do have to look for a possible setup, and me personally, I do think Ethereum is looking absolutely phenomenal. So today I want to basically make my first small Ethereum trade because I want to DCA in. What does DCA mean? It means that I'm going to enter my trade on different positions, because I do think Ethereum is looking amazing in this bullish triangle here, but if it could be coming down a little bit more or just going to shoot higher, I will increase my trade with size, and I will be doing this DCA because in the worst case, if Ethereum is going to come down, I can simply add to my trade, and in that case I won't get liquidated. So that is my own trading strategy, and I will be showing you exactly how to open this order. I'm doing this on Ethereum because I do think Ethereum still has a lot of potential left, definitely if you compare Ethereum with, for example, the Bitcoin pair. And if you do want to see all of my Ethereum chart, just make sure to check out one of my daily update videos. But now back to LBank, because we do want to open our first Ethereum trading position. I loaded up this account with 10,000 US dollars, and I will be making a 1,000 US dollars Ethereum trade today, and then I will slowly DCA into my position. Here we can make our trade. First of all, we have the order book here, which does has deep liquidity like mentioned earlier, and here we can take our trade. Me personally, I always trade in the isolated mode. It helps me keeping my positions apart, because if you trade on the cross mode, it means that your total margin of your account is going to get used for all of your trades. So you could get completely liquidated using a cross mode, and personally, I think for beginners, isolated mode is always the best to use here. So I would highly advise to use the isolated leverage function, and I will be doing so for my Ethereum position. So for example, if I do want to open more altcoin trades later on LBank, because you can be opening a lot of trades on all these pairs like WeFi, XRP, Solana. If I do want to open more altcoin trades in the near future, I can be doing so, but I don't want those trades to get mixed up with my Ethereum trade and take my Ethereum trade at risk basically. So that's why I always use that isolated mode. I always place a market order here. You can also place a limit order, a trigger order, or a post only order. It's completely up to you. Normally I do place a market order because I do want to get my trading position filled quickly, and I don't care that much about the small fee I do need to pay on LBank. Okay, personally I always select the cost value, because once I fill in, for example, the 1000 USDT here, I can immediately see what my exact margin is going to be, because the margin is basically your own money, and then you're going to multiply this with the 3x leverage. So with this 1k margin, I'm taking a 3,000 US dollar trade. So keep that in mind. That's of course the power of leverage. But now I'm also going to adjust my leverage ratio, because personally I always trade with 3 to 5x basically. I don't trade with a lot more leverage, also because I'm going to be DCAing in this trade. But if you do want to do so, you can go up to 200x leverage. Of course, the more leverage you're going to select, the higher the risk you're going to take on your trade, and the higher the risk you're going to get liquidated. If you're going to trade with higher leverage, you should always be setting a stop loss here. That's going to be hugely important. So always make sure to make that stop loss if you do use high leverage, because I will be DCAing in my Ethereum trade slowly. I'm not setting a stop loss yet, but I would always advise you to be doing so. Okay, so now we have a cost value of 1000 USDT. I will be placing my market order. Like stated, you can also make other types of orders here on LBank, and now everything seems to be fine. 3x long leverage, perfectly fine here. And now I will be opening my long position. It does ask for somewhat of a confirmation. I'm going to confirm it, and now immediately my order got filled. And that is what I love about LBank. They have so deep liquidity, so my order basically gets immediately filled. And yeah, of course, that is quite amazing. I do think also my entry is at quite a nice point in this symmetrical triangle, but like stated, once the price is going to move down, or I'm going to see a confirmed breakout here, I will be adding to my LBank trade. So keep that in mind. But now we did open our trade. We can see everything here, our position, the position size, the margin, here the total position size, our P&L. We can see everything here, and everything works quite amazingly and quite smooth, if you would ask me. And then guys, I do want to state that if you do want to trade on LBank, just like I did here, you can now claim this deposit bonus on LBank, because I've partnered up with LBank myself, and I did come out with this offer for you guys where you can claim a 50% deposit bonus on everything you're going to deposit on LBank up to 5k. So a maximum deposit of 5k, and basically the maximum deposit bonus is then 2.5k. You can claim this offer with the link in the description under this video, so make sure to check it out now, because this will only be available for the next 10 days here, and maybe it will expire even sooner, because you must understand that for an exchange like LBank, it's very expensive to offer stuff like this. So it also took me quite a long time to get you guys this offer on LBank, but now you can claim it simply with the link in description under this video. So now we've opened our trade on the account you made. Everything you deposit on the account, you get that 50% deposit bonus. Now we are absolutely ready to start leverage trading on LBANK here. And to end this quick trading and leverage tutorial, I do want to show you why I'm currently trading on LBANK, because it might not be the most popular exchange out there, but ultimately because of the high liquidity, they have decent trading volume and a high trust score, which is quite important to me, the trust score, because I do want my money to be safe. Also, I must say, in my opinion, it's always the case that not your keys, not your crypto, so I would never advise to keep large amounts of money on an exchange. But yeah, that decision is totally up to yourself, but yeah, keep that in mind, not your keys, not your crypto. But yeah, LBANK does have a lot of volume, a lot of market pairs actually to trade on. Most altcoins are getting quickly listed here on LBANK, so also the new altcoins that do have a lot of momentum do get listed quite quickly. And in my opinion, that's important because most of the times on these altcoins we can make the most gains. They do have a lot of pairs here. So yes, that is of course absolutely amazing. Okay, and that was it for this LBANK trading tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys did learn something from it. Like stated, you can find all the relevant links in the description, and I will see you guys within my next update video or next live stream later.